Hey, welcome everyone to turn your HVAC website into a lead engine. We'll go ahead and get started. As we go through the course, if you have questions, post those in the chat. Our staff's going to be here to answer those questions for you. And if for some reason your question doesn't get answered, we'll give you a contact page at the end so you can reach out to us via email. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, your two speakers for today. I'm Chris Smith. My wife and I were formal HVAC business owners. I'm a conditioned air license holder in the state of Georgia. We've got over 30 years of HVAC experience. I'm also an AI agentic programmer. My wife, Michelle, she was also the business owner with me in HVAC. She also holds 30 years of HVAC marketing experience, and she's the CEO of All Contractor Marketing.
Hey
And
everyone.
she's worked 10 years as a distributor's agency of record for a large distributor in the Southeast. What'd you have, Michelle?
I said hello everyone.
Hello. All right, so by the end of this hour, you'll know exactly what to fix when it comes to your website. We're going to look at why AI search changed the game. ChatGPT, Gemini, Google, overviews now where homeowners start their research, and why your website has to be ready to be cited. We're going to look at what a real lead engine looks like, the structure, the messaging, the user interface patterns that turn visitors into phone calls and book jobs, the AI readiness checklist, what you need to look at on your website to get it ready for the coming AI tsunami. And we're going to have a 30-day action plan to show you what to do this week, this month, and this quarter to start showing up in AI. So 60 minutes, 5 sections, no fluff. We're going to talk about the new reality, why AI changed, and how homeowners now find HVAC companies. What an AI-ready site is. Most websites are brochures. We're going to look at a brochure website versus a lead engine and talk about the practical difference. 6 pillars of a lead engine: structuring, messaging, user interface, content, trust, and speed. AI connectivity, the 2026 shift, schema, LLMS.text, MCP, and AI engine optimization, and why it's now very important. Your 30-day action plan, exactly what to do, and then Q&A and next steps.
And if you have any questions during this process, before we get to the Q&A section, don't hold those. Just go ahead and enter them in the chat. And Brittany and Joe are on the back end. They'll be answering those as we go.
And for clarification, but we're not going to have a Q&A session. Ask your questions in the chat. Our staff will answer them as we go. If for some reason you had a question that didn't get answered, you can feel free to reach out to us. There won't be a formal Q&A at the end. So part one, the new reality. Homeowners aren't searching the way they used to, and it's changing very rapidly. Traditionally, Google held about 80% of the market share, and now that's shifting very quickly. AI is still not a dominant channel, but it is doubling almost every 6 months. So you can see here from 6% to 45% in the last 12 months. So what does that mean to you? Is just AI is going from something that we were curious about, something we played with, to a primary channel. And so AI is now the third most used discovery channel for local businesses. That's behind only Google and Facebook. It's already passed Yelp and TripAdvisor. And for a technology that's just really a couple of years since it hit mainstream, the growth is exponential. And it's, next month, next year, next 2 years, AI is going to dominate how your customers find you. ChatGPT alone has 800 million weekly users. That's a staggering number. That's bigger than most social networks. And Gemini is growing at about 12% per quarter. AI shows 2 to 3 contractor names total in their search. So if you're not on that short list, you're going to be invisible. And customer acquisition is going to become really, really difficult if you don't adopt what AI means and what your website needs to do to be ready for that. The unique thing about AI is 41% trust AI as much or more than a personal referral. So that's a staggering number. It's up from 12% in 2024. And as AI improves, The hallucinations, what they call them, is when AI makes a mistake, they get less and less and less. And so what's happening is consumers are starting to trust AI more and more. The important differentiation between how marketing used to work when we were all targeting Google and the way it works now is that we're targeting AI. Is people are having conversations with AI. They're not just typing keywords. Our entire marketing platform was based on keywords historically. HVAC repair near me, AC not cooling, furnace repair, Atlanta, Georgia, 24-hour HVAC. Those short clipped keyword driven searches is what drove leads to your website historically. Now they're changing to where it's more conversational. My AC short cycling and the upstairs hot. What is wrong and who do I call in Tampa? So these longer sentence-based queries are producing different results. And what normally happens is the AI returns 2 to 3 names with reasoning why you should call these 2 or 3 companies. And we're going to explain to you a little bit more about how it's important to build your website so that you're the one it refers and it's giving the consumer the reasons why. AI is locking in its preferences right now. Only 1.2% of local businesses currently get recommended by AI search. AI referred leads are converting at 31% versus, 73% versus 31% for organic Google traffic. 62% of homeowners are using AI to find a contractor within 30 minutes. So think about the way the consumer searched for you in the past. They may say best HVAC company near me. They would get a map pack. They would get Google local service ads at the top. And then they would start to go through those and find 2 or 3 they may be interested in calling and doing what's known as a short list. So they take a long list and trim it down to a short list, and then they may reach out to those contractors to try to book service. Well, now consumers are going to AI and saying, who should I call? And the AI is giving them a preferred list of 2 to 3, and they're clicking those links and booking straight to those dealers. Now, in the future, what will happen is the homeowner, when they search in the AI will actually talk to your AI agent in your company. So you'll have a forward-facing AI agent that answers the phone, that books calls online, that does all this for you. And the AI LLM will connect directly to that agent. So in the future, the search will be, we recommend green heating and cooling in Canton, Georgia. This is, they have an opening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Would you like to book? So in the future, those 2 agents will talk together and they'll never actually integrate with your company. The homeowner won't reach out and call you. But it's important that all of your website and the foundation of that is created so that you're in that LLM for when that transfer occurs, so that when in the future those things start happening, you already have a foundation.
That's right. And the AI doesn't just pick from a hat. It's got to have the source code and all the details submitted to it so that it knows who to refer. And if you're not on an AI ready website or one that's connected properly, they're not even going to know who to recommend. So this is key for you moving forward until we get to that future stage that Chris said.
So the thing you have to ask yourself is your website right now a brochure or is it a lead engine? Most HVAC websites are just online business cards, and a lead engine works for you 24 hours a day. And there's a difference. You can look here, and I know you guys feel like every time you talk to a marketing company, they recommend a new website for you, and you're like, why do these guys keep recommending new websites? And the reality of the situation is, if your website's over 2 years old, you need a new one. And it may be if it's over 12 months old, and it's under 12 months old, and it was built improperly on the wrong platform. It's not fast enough. It's not, the graphic user interface is not designed well for the AI. You could have had one done last month, and we look at it and go, hey, you really have to redo this. But we're not telling you that because we're trying to sell you a different website. There really is a difference. Your brochure has your pages like home, about services, contact. That's it. It's a generic hero image, stock photos of stock people. Phone number buried in the corner, no reason to call you, no call to action. Same content for every city, every service. One contact form, no follow up, slow on phones. What that means is slow on mobile phones to load. No schema, it's invisible to AI. You pay for it and it doesn't pay you back. The lead engine website has service pages, problem pages, and location pages in depth. Real photos of your techs, trucks, and finished work. A call, click to call sticky on every screen, every device. A clear value proposition, urgency and trust on the homepage. Specific copy for each city and each service. Multiple ways to convert, call, text, book, and chat. And I want to speak to that real quick. We ran a test with a manufacturer, a large manufacturer of heating and air conditioning companies. And we took a geographic area and we put all of them on the same messaging, the same platform. Everyone had the ability to book a call 24 hours a day. And then we ran billboards and television commercials, and all of that matched, all the messaging matched. And what we found was that over half of the calls were booked after midnight. So if you don't have the ability to allow your customers to book a call, receive a confirmation email to let them know, yes, your call is booked, we will be there tomorrow at 2 o'clock, you're missing out on over half of your customers. Today's customers are not 8 to 5 consumers. They are 24-hour consumers, and it's imperative that your website has a way for them to book calls 24 hours a day. The website has to load quickly. And what does quickly mean? All of this is occurring in microseconds. So when the AI or Google is looking at your website, you may have an incredible website that's beautiful and it's got a video of you, the owner, trout fishing in a stream in Colorado. But if it takes too long for that video to load, you're getting skipped. Your page has to load super fast. If your website is on WordPress, it's loading too slow. You're getting punished in SEO and in the search engine, in the artificial intelligence. Your page has to say the appropriate message. It's got to be super fast. And that's one of the things we really work on is narrowing down that speed. How do we get it quicker, quicker, quicker? But it also has to have an incredible graphic user interface that answers all these questions. And the other thing that a lead engine does is it books jobs while you sleep. If it doesn't do all three of those, it's a brochure. So number one, your website's got to get found by humans and AI. So we can't throw away Google. Google's still going to hold a large piece of the market share. It's going to erode over time, but you need to be doing both. You need to have an incredibly great graphic user interface. You have to consider the customer journey. When your customer is reaching out for heating and air conditioning, what information are they looking for? And then how do we hook them with that information and then lead them to book the call? All of that has to be done. You've got to earn trust in 10 seconds or less. You've got to say the things on your website that make people know, well, they can trust you. And that's also the look of your website. If your website was designed in 2001 by, a guy that went to school with your son, and it still looks like one of those old websites, immediately your customers are like, I don't know. I don't know. Your website is your brand. It's representing your company. It's got to look incredibly sharp. The graphic user interface has got to be on point. The call to actions, the hooks that we're putting in there have to be on point. And then you've got to have the ability for that homeowner to book a call by just knowing exactly where to click to call, exactly where to click to interact with the chat to book the call. This is very important. And then drive action. You've got to almost make it impossible for them not to contact you. You've got to answer all those perceived fears that they may have when they're looking for a heating and air conditioning company. And who they're looking for is the closest company that's highly rated, that can get here the quickest, that I can trust. And so you've got to convey all that information. So now we're going to talk about the 6 pillars of an HVAC lead engine website. Each pillar compounds on the other, and if you skip one of these, the engine misfires. So pillar one, the site architecture is the foundation. AI reads it first. Um, AI doesn't read your website like a human does. It crawls your sitemap, your URL hierarchy, your internal links, a clear structure. It tells the AI what this company does, in what locations, and what customers it serves. A messy structure tells AI nothing. If a homeowner can't get from your homepage to the page they need in one click, and AI can't trace that path in your sitemap, it's time to restructure. The goal is for every important service, so heating and air conditioning repair, or it might be air conditioning repair, heating repair, air conditioning replacement, furnace replacement, tune-up or service in Marietta, Georgia. Those all have to have their own individual page. So if you look at here on the right, we've got the lead engine sitemap. We have services, locations, help, problem, and why trust us. Every page needs to convey this information on it so that the AI and the homeowner knows exactly what it is you do and where you offer it. Pillar two, what you say in 10 seconds determines whether they stay. In the first 10 seconds, your homepage has got to answer all of those questions. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? Why should they call you? And then how do they reach you? Dead weight headlines on the left. Welcome to Smith HVAC Services, Quality Integrity Service, who we are. Nobody searches for this. What they are searching for is same day AC repair in Tampa 24 hours a day. Furnace tune-ups, licensed and insured. AC out, same day fix or free diagnostic. New system plus $2,400 in rebates. This is a specific outcome, a specific place, and a clear next step. And before we move on, I want to talk about one thing that's going to be critical moving forward, and that's going to be shrinking your service territory. It's going to be very important as marketing continues to splinter, and now there's 1,000 ways to reach your customer rather than one. It's going to be tougher for you to get leads. So you need to seriously consider shrinking your service territory, owning a smaller piece of the pie. Go ahead, Michelle. Pillar three, make it impossible not to contact you. You got to have click to call. It's got to be sticky on mobile. 60% of your traffic is mobile. The phone number must always be a tap away on every screen, every page, always. Text messaging is a first class option. Many homeowners don't want to talk to you. Believe it or not, they do not want to get on the phone. They don't want to call. They don't want to talk to whoever's there. They just want to book the appointment, and they want you to come out and fix their air conditioning. And you can allow them to do that through text messaging so that they don't have to get on the phone. That's a call you would book that you normally wouldn't. If that customer was looking to book a call from you and you didn't have that option, they're going to move on because they don't want to pick up the phone and call you. Online booking for non-emergency jobs. I think we should also have online booking for emergency jobs. But those are for tune-ups, IAQ checks, install consults. Let them book after your service times. Short forms, never long ones. There's a direct proportion at the number of forms you ask them to fill out on a form as to how many people will complete that form. So we really just want to know their name, phone number, what's wrong, and what zip code are they in. That's all we want to know. If you start asking, I've seen forms on HVAC websites that are just incredibly long. How many systems do you have? Is this what system? Where is this system located? What is the system doing? Is any part of the system frozen? Do you see frost? And there's just long form that no one's going to fill out. No one's taking the time to do that. So a good rule of thumb is that every page should have at least 2 conversion paths above the fold. And what the fold is when you open a page, that's what you see on your screen. If you have to scroll down to see the content, that's known as below the fold. Pillar 4, AI cites the website with the most useful answer, period. Google's March 2026 core update flagged templated location pages with thin content as one of its biggest targets. Sites with real local detail held up. Sites with copy-paste pages took 8 to 22% hits. And let me speak on AI for a moment. You can use AI when creating these pages as a starting point. But as everyone creates AI pages, so with a click of a button now, you can create AC repair Marietta, Georgia, and have AI write that page. As everyone starts writing their pages with AI, the differentiator are going to be those sites that content was edited and dialed in by a human. Moving forward, you've got to have a human in the loop when you're writing your content, looking at answering those questions, and making sure that the copy sounds and communicates why they should call you and why you're the best choice in their area. So you need service pages with real depth, service details of what's included, real cost ranges. People are, before we used to not talk about pricing as much. What I can tell you now is the whole AI marketplace and Google Marketplace are moving toward having your prices disclosed online. So real cost ranges, how long a service may take, common problems and symptoms, what to expect step by step. These step by step what to expect helps to lower perceived fears. When they know, hey, when we get there, we're going to wear booties on our shoes. We're going to come in, we're going to perform a 24-point inspection on your system. We're going to discover what's wrong with it. We're going to present this proposal to you before making any repairs so that you can approve everything before we move forward. When you offer those step-by-step answers, not only does it let the AI know that, hey, this is a good, safe choice, but it also lets the consumer know, hey, okay, this sounds like a company that's thoughtful in how they service a customer. This sounds like someone I can trust. And also let them know what brands you install and service. Location pages that are local. Specific neighborhoods served. This is where you need to shrink that service territory. Your service map, show a map, cities, counties, and metro areas. Share real customer story. Do you want to touch on this, Michelle? Is this
Yeah.
Google local service pages that you're talking about, or is this local pages?
It's actually on the website, the city map pages. So it's important to build a service map that is then clickable to where the city pages are. And then on the actual specific neighborhoods or cities served, there's more details there. So this is a little separate than the Google local ads.
Okay, and what's the real customer story we're mentioning here?
Any kind of video testimonials.
Okay, so just add those on your location pages as kind of like a five-star review, just a reminder, hey, you can trust us.
Yeah, and a target for that person in that city. Of course,
Yeah.
don't list the city address or customer's address specifically, but you could say Miss Jones in Ackworth, Georgia.
Okay, great. Yeah, and local landmarks for context, like just south of the Big Chicken. If you're in Marietta, you know that landmark. People start to understand where you are and the areas that you serve. Problem FAQ pages, these are very important with AI. It's very important with Google search engine as well. Why is my AC blowing warm air? How much does a new furnace cost? When should I replace versus repair? What size system do I need? Why is my bill so high? Why should I get a tune-up? Why do I smell a funny smell when I come back for vacation? All of those things that if you can, and you can also use AI for this. You can say, what's every possible question a homeowner might ask me about their heating and air conditioning? Let it generate the list for you, and then tell it answer each of those questions, and then go through and edit it. Read it closely, make sure it makes sense, make sure it says it correctly, and then you can post those on your problem FAQ pages.
Yeah, and then if we do this as like a standard boilerplate for all of our dealer websites. So we not only want to do the standard ones, but then the unique ones that are specific to you. So there will be a standard frequently asked questions page, but then there also, it's really good to put it on the home page, like specific ones to you, so that you can address those fears on the very front home page as well.
And one thing I want to add is that when you have, like, if you use AI to write that list and you don't edit it closely, it may talk about duct cleaning and say that you provide duct cleaning when you actually don't. So just make sure you look at those lists real close. Pillar five, this is where the rubber meets the road. Reviews, photos, and proof visible everywhere. Live Google reviews, we pull these into your website. We pull them in real time. Don't paste a screenshot. The AI knows the difference. Photos of your people, headshots, team shots, trucks, stock photos. Um, if you use stock photos, it kills credibility instantly. The AI instantly knows if that photo has been used on 3,432 heating and air conditioning websites. So you can use AI though to take a picture of your people and then upload it into ChatGPT and say, "Hey, make this a professional headshot or make this picture look better." Um, Real before and after photos in the home. Let me caution you, these are very important. I'm going to give you some tips. The first thing we want to take a picture of as technicians, me included, is how we ran the line set. How beautiful the line set looks, the 90-degree turns, the way it comes up, goes up the wall, the way we ran the electrical whip down from the disconnect to the unit. Don't take pictures of that. Get out in front of the unit and take a picture and actually try to hide those things. Take a picture from the front where the logo of the unit is and how it looks up against the wall. I mean, the out exterior wall. Take a picture of the indoor unit where you've installed it. Back away from it a little bit so you can get a full picture. Make sure you don't have tools laying around. There's not cut ductboard laying around or scraps or zip tie fragments laying around. Clean up your work area, then take your tools. Take your pictures.
And
The
also
most
make sure
important
that,
thing is no,
also, hang on, Chris. Also for that, make sure that you're not taking a picture where you can see the mailbox or a clear address for the home. You don't want it to be that specific for privacy of your customer.
yeah, and that's called PII. That's where I was going next. You don't
Okay.
want any personal identifiable information. So
Mhm.
you don't want any kids in the photographs. You don't want to be like maybe they're storing things in the attic and their college degrees beside them. And when you took the picture, you didn't even know it. But now there's a picture of their name in the photograph. Make sure there's nothing around any of these job sites that have PII in them. Make sure you take them out. License and certifications, display them, your state license number, if your techs are NATE certified, your EPA certification, manufacturer certs. Also join your local conditioned air association groups. Like for us in the state of Georgia, CAG, Conditioned Air Association of Georgia, ACA. Make sure you join all those associations and put that badging on your website. That shows that you're not only a heating and air conditioning company, but that you're fully rooted in your community. You're fully rooted in your community of heating and air conditioning professionals, and that those type of dealers generally strive to meet a higher standard. So join those associations. It's pennies on the dollar for the return you get. Reach out. And the other thing I'll say is if you don't have a local conditioned air association in your area, start one. And if you have questions about that, email us. I'll tell you how to do it and how to get started. The benefits of those associations are incredible. The networking, realizing that everybody around you is not your enemy, they're not your competitors, and that we're all in this together. That just pays huge dividends. More customers than your marketing ever will. So the AI connection, AI tools weight businesses with high review volume, 200 plus, recent reviews in the last 6 months, and 4.5 star and above averages, even over higher rated competitors with fewer reviews. Volume plus freshness signals real established business. And this is very important. Uh, uh, Getting a review for the service that you performed by all of your technicians is just as important as making sure the condensate drain terminates to the outside and you see water dripping before you leave. That's how important this is. You need to become a review engine. If your business is going to survive moving forward, it's reviews, reviews, reviews. Do you have anything, Michelle?
Nope, that's great.
Pillar six, if it loads slow, you've already lost. Your website's got to be fast. It's got to be mobile friendly. So every extra second drops your conversion by 10%. You should aim for a sub 4 second load on 4G mobile. 90% of Core Web Vital Score, which is a Google's performance metric. AI tools also use this as a signal. Your website has to be mobile responsive. You've got to open your website on your mobile phone. And if it's not a mobile responsive website, you've got to get that fixed. You should be able to do everything on your mobile that you can do on your desktop. But more importantly, it should look clean and like it was designed to be on a mobile phone. And you've got to have zero broken links or errors. You would be shocked at, for example, let's say we rebuild your website. You're a new customer with All Contractor Marketing. We rebuild your website, and the first thing we do is look at all of your all your links that were published before. And then when we build your new website, if we're dropping those pages off, we put redirects on them. So they redirect to the new page on your new website. If you don't do that, those broken links remain in perpetuity across the internet, and those punish you in your search engine optimization and also in your AI. So if your marketing company is not fixing your broken links, it's costing you serious money on your conversions. And all of this comes to the difference in pricing. Like you can get a website for $499, but they're not going to fix your broken links. They're not going to optimize your website for artificial intelligence. They're not going to thoroughly do a good job on search engine optimization. But you've got to make sure all of those things are done, or you've just got a brochure, just a dead brochure that's not generating leads. So these are some things that slow websites down. That's very important that you address it. A bloated WordPress site. WordPress, for those that you don't know, is a content management system. It came on the scene in the early 90s, I guess. 90.
Not that soon.
When did we
It's
start
probably
developing WordPress? Probably 2000,
late 2000s.
late
I mean, not
2000.
like 2010, 2008, somewhere around there.
WordPress was a content management system, but it's highly bloated. Like for a 5-page WordPress site, there might be 100 files that have to load in the background to make those sites do what they're supposed to do and look the way they're supposed to look. They also utilize plugins, and those plugins break. The plugins are slow to load. If you have a WordPress site, you've got to get off WordPress right now. Massive unoptimized hero images. So if you've got this huge image on your website that's 1900 pixels wide by 400 pixels tall, and it's not optimized, it's going to take a long time for that pixel to load. We got to that image to load. We got to get away from those large hero images. We've got to get those images down so that your website loads super fast. Third-party scripts everywhere, chat bots, tracking, ads, those things need to be pared down with only what's necessary. And old templates without server-side rendering. And what you need to do, oh,
But
Mary says WordPress has been around since '03. Thanks, Mary.
oh, thank you. It
So
was somewhere around there.
what you need to do is move to a modern AI-ready platform with built-in performance. Make sure your photos are properly sized. They're lazy loaded. What is lazy loaded, Michelle? Is that where they
Um,
pre-render?
yes, where they are deferred if it's not something that's crucial.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Audit, defer, remove what's not earning its keep. Modern platforms render server-side, faster, and AI reliable. So basically, all of this slide, the entire message is if your website is slow, you have to fix it now. It's got to load super fast, and it's got to be designed with a user interface so the consumer can quickly see that they can trust you, number one, know what areas you serve, and book the call without friction. So all of these pillars work together: your site structure, your messaging, your user interface, your call to action, your content, your trust, and your speed. All 6 of these have to be designed in your website for it to be a lead engine versus just a brochure. So AI connectivity, the new requirement, why your platform's AI capabilities are now as important as its design and what to look for. So there's a new layer on top of SEO. Search engine optimization was all we talked about for 20 years. And now here we are all talking about AI engine optimization. It's the practice of optimizing your website so that large language models can read it, trust it, and recommend it. It's not a replacement for search engine optimization. It's a new layer on top. So SEO, we rank for keywords for Google traditional search results. This still matters. A lot of homeowners still use Google, and they will for a long time. But AEO is an answer engine optimization. This gets cited when AI generates direct answers to questions. How much does a new furnace cost in Tampa? And then GEO is generative engine optimization. It's for get recommended an AI generated list. Recommend an HVAC company in my area as an example. 6 technical signals to look that AI tools look for automatically. They're looking for an auto-generated schema markup. Local businesses, service, FAQ, review schema written into the page so that AI reads it as structured data, not guesswork. Yeah, I've worked in AI for a couple years now, and what most people don't realize about AI is that AI is lazy. If you if you don't give it exactly what it's looking for, exactly where it expects it to be, it's not. It's going to skip over your website and go to the next one. It's lazy. It's not going to do the work. You have to do the work for it. You have to have auto updated sitemaps, index now. Every change pushed to search engines and AI platforms in real time. No more waiting for a recrawl on your website. LLMS, which means large language models, .txt across every page. In 2026, this became the standard for letting AI know what your sites are about. Most websites still don't have it, and the right platform, the right website platform will write it for you. Server-side rendering. AI bots can read your content immediately. No JavaScript barriers to climb. So faster indexing and better citations. You need best-in-class core web vitals. Speed and stability are ranking signals for both Google and AI built into the foundation, not bolted on. Let's talk about speed and stability also when it comes to security in your website. You can get a hosting platform for your website for $8 a month. But what that is that your website is located on one server in one location. And like, let's say you picked buycheaphosting.com and that server is in California and your company is in Atlanta, Georgia, and all of your customers are in Atlanta, Georgia. Every time they search for your website, the DNS, which is the domain naming system, has an address for your website. So for ours, it's allcontractormarketing.com. The DNS points to that server location, and if it's in California, every time your customer searches for you, that routes all the way to California through multiple routers and multiple switches and all the way back to Atlanta, Georgia. Now, this happens in microseconds, but speed does matter. All of our websites are hosted on what's known as a content delivery network. So that means multiple servers across the United States hold these packages. And if our website's on an AWS CDN out of South Georgia, what's it called? Peachtree City, out of Peachtree City, and your customers are looking for you in Atlanta, Georgia, that content is going to take multiple paths through multiple switches, and it's all going to arrive simultaneously at the render. That makes that website 10 times faster than one that was not on a content delivery network. Also, you have to have a secure socket layer. That's when your website is HTTPS. That's standard most of the time on all websites now, but you've got to have a secure socket layer. And also you have to make sure that that server that you're hosting your website on is not infected with viruses or spamware or it's not mining Bitcoin through some user in the Philippines. All of this is very, very important. And Google and the AI, all the LLMs, look at this and they will favor a website hosted on a professional hosting content delivery network over one that's on an $8.99 hosting platform that's 3,000 miles away from where you're located. So where you host your website is critical in these best-in-class core web vitals. Now let's talk about the Model Context Protocol. This is a new way that AI tools connect to each other and to platforms. It's to update content, publish posts, and run workflows via natural language.
Yes, so you don't always have to use the model context protocol, but this is something that's starting to change the game when it comes to website development and AI. So it's always good to start with a hosting platform that can use this as a option for support because it is going to be moving that way where all of these AI engines are connected to these model context protocols that will make everything a lot more connected. And so that's just something to think about as we move closer through AI and how it's going.
So here are the three files working together telling every bot who you are. Robots.txt, that lets Googlebot and BingBot know which pages to crawl. Um, there are some pages that you want indexed for the public to see, and there may be some pages you don't want indexed for the public to see. Let's say you have an internal a page that serves internal information just for your team, and you don't want the bots to index those, you can use a no crawl disallow on that page. Now, that doesn't mean that page is secure. People can still get to it. So that's not a secure way of hosting information. It's just an option if there's certain pages you don't want indexed. The LLMS.txt, this is new in 2026. It tells the GPT bot, Claude bot, and Perplexity bot what your business is. And this is the other thing you need to know that's not connected to your website, but it's about your listings. You have listings all across the internet that have your name, your address, your telephone number, what services you provide, and those things get screwed up. So you need to be looking at how to clean up your listings through some sort of listings correction service. And then in every page, you need to have your head titles, your head
Oh,
tags, your schema. These show up in the backend code. This lets the bots know what's important. So there's a heading tag H1. If you have an H1 tag that says AC Repair Marietta, Georgia, then you have an H3 tag, which is lower down the hierarchy, that says seasonal AI, no, seasonal indoor air quality solutions. The bot knows that that page is really about air conditioning repair in Atlanta, Georgia, because that heading, that H1 tag was more important. It shows dominance over that H3 tag. So the layout of your website needs to be strategic and how you use your headings and your titles and your metadata. And also, do we talk about accessibility in this, or should I cover it now?
I don't think so.
All right, well, let's talk about accessibility. It's very important that your website is accessible to that provide these services, and we have them at All Contractor Marketing, so that people who have disabilities can use your website. It's important, number one, so that you don't rule out those people from being your customers. It's also important, number two, because there's a lot of lawsuits going on, that if your website is not ADA compliant, you can be sued. And it doesn't take that much to make it ADA compliant. And the most important reason is so that people who have disabilities can access your services and use your website. So most legacy website platforms can't deliver any of this. What you probably have, if I had to bet right now, is a WordPress site with 30 plugins. And I'll bet you if I looked in your backend, some of them are broke right now. Your schema's added or not by a plugin you forgot about. Your sitemap is generated weekly sometimes, or sometimes. You got JavaScript heavy templates that AI bots can't read. You're manually copying content between client and team. No way to connect AI assistants to your site. A page edit is a 30-minute project, and slow load times you've stopped noticing. You need to go check your load times. What an AI-ready platform delivers. Your schema, sitemaps, LMS text, and bot code is all auto-generated. Industry-leading core web vitals out of the box. Server-side rendering, so AI reads everything. Index now built in. AI knows about edits instantly. model context protocol support so that AI tools can update the site correctly. An assisted content updates that matches AI assisted content that matches your brand. This is another thing that's important. Really, if you haven't taken the de-indexes it, if it takes too long for your website to load, it's almost like you don't even exist. So an AI-ready website, this is what it looks like in the back end. Every AI signal built in. Your schema markups auto-generated. Your LLMS is active. Index now is pushing live. Core Web Vitals, you got a score of 98 over 100. Your AI assistant here, page created with H1, intro, FAQ, schema, and 6 sections. So all of these things in the background are what an AI-ready website looks like. So how do we build HVAC websites? We build them on an AI-ready foundation by design. It's AI native foundation, AI-assisted content, automatic SEO and AEO updates. It's custom design, not a template. Locked down where it matters, and we manage it for you. That was a little bit of a sales pitch, but not really a sales pitch. The important thing to know here is that if you're not getting what you need in your website design and your website hosting and management, you're wasting money. If you're still paying an agency to keep up and host a WordPress site for you that's underperforming, you're just wasting money. You've got to switch to a new AI-ready foundation on your website. So now we're going to talk about your 30-day action plan, what you need to do moving forward. So 3 weeks worth of focused work, real visibility gains. Trying to talk faster than my brain.
You want me to take over?
Do you want to?
No.
Okay. Week 1, audit your current website, run your page through Page Speed Insights. Google offers this. Open Chat GPT and Gemini. Ask them to recommend an HVAC company in your city. See if you appear. Click your phone number on mobile. Does it dial? Does it dial on every page? That's a lot of times we'll get a website from another customer and they've got a page 3 layers deep and the phone number's wrong on the web page. So you got to audit these things and make sure they're correct. Read your home page out loud. Could a homeowner tell what you do, where, and why in 8 seconds?
I
Each
have one
page
thing to add.
needs, huh?
I have something to add.
Go ahead.
So, as you're searching in ChatGPT or Gemini, just know that this AI is so new that you may not show up immediately, but it's important to do the research so that you can start preparing or even having the communication with your marketing company to say, hey, I really want to start showing for this, or I want to start showing for that. So just know that the engines are building now. And if you're not there now, this is just a way to start the process.
All right, week 2, fix your trust in Google Business Profile. Your Google Business Profile is incredibly important. AI is pulling from that Google Business Profile. So make sure that your services are correct, your description, your hours, and your photos. Ask every customer for a Google review. Start replacing any stock photos with real photos of your team. Audit your name, address, and phone number across Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Angie Nextdoor. Make them identical. Those are the listings I was talking about. We offer a service that does that for you. It uses the 4 large data aggregators. We go in and correct that information for you. And week 3 to 4, plan the rebuild. List every service and every city you want pages for. That's your sitemap. And what I would tell you on the rebuild is don't just try to put your customer hat on. A lot of times when we're trying to communicate to our customers, we're trying to communicate to them through our paradigm. We need to try to communicate to them through their paradigm. What are they looking for? I mean, do they want to know how a variable speed inverter motor works? No. What they're looking for is, who is this company? Do they look like nice people? When can they get here and can I trust them? So when you start building your pages, think about what they're looking for and how you can answer those questions. Audit your competitors who do show up in AI. What pages do they have that you don't? Invest in an AI-friendly platform that does this work for you. And if you need to talk to us, we'll show you exactly where you stand and what it'll take to fix those problems for you moving forward. 5 things to take with you that are, if you don't get anything else, take these 5 things. How homeowners find HVAC companies has fundamentally changed in the past 12 months. AI is a top channel. And what I can tell you from a deep work in AI every day is that this landscape is changing faster than you can even imagine, faster than you can even wrap your head around. The companies that embrace AI right now are going to be like the HVAC companies that embraced websites in 2003. In 2026, 2027, 2028, those companies are going to leap ahead of the other HVAC companies because they established their foothold in AI. They did the work to get their business recognized and listed by the LLMs. This is very important, something you've got to do right now. You can't you can't wait. And it's so important that I'm going to pitch a book I just wrote. It's called Everything the Contractor Needs to Know About AI Right Now. If you'd like a copy of the book, I'll mail you one free for watching this webinar. Put in the chat your name and address, and I'll mail you a copy of that book tomorrow.
And if you don't have time to do it right now, you can email us at support@allcontractormarketing.com and we'll make sure to get one to you.
Yeah, it's very important. A brochure website will not win in an AI search world. Your site must be a lead engine. It's got to be built to be cited, trusted, and acted on. The 6 pillars of your website work together. Structure, messaging, user interface, content, trust, and speed. Skipping one breaks the engine. The platform you build on now matters more than ever. Schema, LLMS.txt,
Sorry.
trust and speed. Skipping one breaks the engine. Oh, you messed me up. I jumped back
Sorry,
up.
I'm so sorry.
An AI readable structure can't be retrofitted easily. You can't take a current website and try to make
Oh
it
gosh,
AI friendly.
I'm so
You've
sorry.
got to rebuild a new one. Don't wait. The contractors who do this now will own the recommendations through 2028, but the window's closing. You've got to become an AI. You've got to be aware of how AI affects your business, the tools you can use to embrace it moving forward, and also you're going to be inundated in the next forever with companies trying to sell an AI solution to you that you probably do not need. Most of the AI solutions you see will be wrappers wrapped around Claude or ChatGPT. Things that you could do yourself in Claude and ChatGPT with a $20 a month subscription that you don't need an $800 a month subscription for. So we've had several people reach out for the book. My book covers that. You can find out in the book moving forward. If you have questions, email us at support@allcontractormarketing.com. You can call us at 404-419-6884.